Wow, that was a wonderful talk. Thank you, Carrie. We have one more honoree, as you know, and therefore I have one more introduction of the introducer. Judge Denny Chin. Judge Denny Chin's career has been nothing short of extraordinary. Born in Hong Kong, Judge Chin attended Stuyvesant High School here in the city, graduated from Princeton magna cum laude, received his law degree from Fordham, where he served as managing editor of the Fordham Law Review, clerked for Honorable Henry Worker here in the Southern District, worked for Davis Polk, and then served as an assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District from 1982 to 1986. In 1986, he and two of his colleagues from the U.S. Attorney's Office started a law firm, Campbell, Patrick & Chin. I can confirm from personal experience that that is not coextensive with the definition of a picnic. In 1990, he joined Vladeck, Waldman, Elias, and Engelhard, where he specialized in labor and employment law. And then 4 years later, he was appointed as a U.S. District Judge for the Southern District of New York. As a district judge, Judge Chin presided over many notable cases, and some that were just plain cool. Cases involving Megan's Law, the Million Youth March, Al Franken's use of the phrase fair and balanced in the title of his book, the Naked Cowboy, the Google Books Project, and the UN Oil for Food program. He also presided over the trial of an Afghan warlord charged with conspiring to import heroin, and the guilty plea and sentencing of Bernard Madoff, all of which, if it proves anything, proves that being a district judge is awesome. On October 6, 2009, President Obama nominated Judge Chin to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. He was confirmed by a vote of 98-0 on April 22, 2010. I have it on some authority that the other two members of the Senate would have voted for him had they been present, showing good judgment on their part. Judge Chin has taught legal writing at Fordham Law School since 1986. While in private practice, he provided extensive pro bono assistance to the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund. He served as president of the Asian American Bar Association of New York, and he has served on the boards of numerous nonprofit organizations, including Hartley House, Care for the Homeless, the Clinton Housing Association, and the Prospect Park Environmental Center. He's currently a vice president of the Fordham Law School Alumni Association, a member of the advisory boards of the Feerick Center for Social Justice and the Center on Law and Information Policy at Fordham, and a member of the Board of Trustees at Princeton. He's the recipient of literally innumerable awards. I'm going to name a few. The Woodrow Wilson Award from Princeton, the Spirit of Excellence Award from the ABA, the Edward Weinfeld Award from the New York County Lawyers Association, the Lifetime Achievement Award from Judicial Friends, the Abley Award for Leading Women and Children to Safety from Sanctuary for Families, the Medal of Achievement from the Fordham Law Alumni Association, and the J. Edward Lombard Award from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. There are others. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce him today, Judge Denny Chin.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. First, let me also congratulate Carrie Dunn and thank him for his terrific remarks. I also have a Bob Fisk connection. When I was clerking for Judge Worker, one of the cases that Bob personally tried was the Nikki Barnes case. And so Bob was in a lot to see the judge, and like Carrie, I said that the best thing I could do is to go work for this man. And so, sure enough, I went to Davis Polk and had a great time there. It's my pleasure today to introduce my friend, Don Liu. Don and I have known each other for some 20 years, and I have the greatest of respect for him. His wife, Jin, an accomplished lawyer herself, is here today as well. They've been together some 27 years or so and have two great kids. Don's bio is in the program, and I will not repeat it. I will note that he is the Executive Vice President, General Counsel, and Secretary of Xerox Corporation, one of this country's great corporations. He has a long and distinguished career in the law, having served as General Counsel of Toll Brothers and of Icon Office Solutions. But we recognize him today not just for his accomplishments in the corporate world, but for all that he has done to advance social justice, equality, and civil rights. Don was born in Seoul, Korea, the eldest of 3 children. His family emigrated to the United States in the early 1970s. His parents had little money and spoke no English, but they had hopes of building better lives for themselves and their children. Don's father ran a series of small businesses, a grocery store, a beer distributorship, a gift shop, restaurants. Don helped, even making deliveries on a bicycle. Don did not fit the stereotype of the Asian American model minority. He was a star soccer player in high school and a rabble-rouser in college, and went to Columbia Law School intent on becoming a civil rights lawyer. But things took a different turn. Instead, he joined Simpson Thacher and became a corporate litigator with great success. In 1999, when Don became general counsel of Icon, he was the only Asian American general counsel of a Fortune 500 company. He opened the door and helped to keep it open for others as he worked with the National Asian Pacific American Bar Association, the Asian American Bar Association of New York, the Minority Corporate Counsel Association, and other organizations to improve diversity in the corporate realm. He personally mentored many lawyers over the years, and perhaps more than anyone, he deserves credit for the tremendous improvement in this area. The number of Asian American general counsel in the Fortune 500 now has increased tenfold. Don also helped open doors at the law firms. As he stressed the importance of diversity in the profession over the years, more minority lawyers were staffed on his matters, and more minority partners were given credit for generating business. And like their clients, the law firms started to learn that diversity is not just important in an abstract sense, but that it is good for business and good for the world. When Don asked me to introduce him at this event several weeks ago, he commented that he does his public interest work after hours. Not so. Helping the public is very much a part of his fabric of being general counsel at Xerox. Don has been a great role model for all of us. Despite his modest beginnings, he has achieved great professional success and has shown us how one can do well by doing good. If you want to be a corporate lawyer, you can't do much better than general counsel of Xerox. Yet, despite all the demands on his time, despite all the success he has achieved, Don has never forgotten his roots. He has never forgotten his community. He continues to strive to help others. He continues to give back. And he continues to be an inspiration for us all. For all that he has done, and for all that he will continue to do, on behalf of the New York Lawyers for the Public Interest, we honor Don Liu. The inscription reads, "In honor of your commitment to diversity and social justice."
A little short, so. Thank you, Judge. As I was listening to Larry introduce the judge, I leaned over to my wife and I said, he should be the one who's getting the award. I don't know what I'm doing here. But it's really my honor to be introduced by you, Judge. I learned something from Carrie today. I used to have glasses, and I changed to contacts in order to avoid glasses, but I've just learned that actually I can't do anything without the glasses because I can't read anything without it. But Carrie puts it on at the end of his nose so that you can do both, so I learned something. Smart people. Thank you, NYLPI, for this recognition. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be standing here next to Carrie, who has accomplished amazing things. I'm also extremely honored to be among the honorees in light of the past honorees as well. Thank you all for being here. Without you, we can't have NYLPI, and I want to thank all those who I solicited to be here for being here. And finally, thank you to my family, who's represented by my wife, as Judge indicated. Without my family, I wouldn't be here as well. As Judge mentioned, my father, who passed away a few years ago, would have been very proud of me for this award. My father, not only because of the award itself, but because of the organization that's recognized me. My father took his family, as Judge mentioned, including 3 kids. I was 10 years old in 1972 when he brought all of his family across the Pacific Ocean to the U.S. We had typical challenges of an immigrant family. We didn't know the law, we didn't know the regulations, we didn't know our rights. We were constantly feeling beaten up. We didn't appreciate the civil rights we had. There were those people who took advantage of a family like us, whether it's in socioeconomic sense or in the business sense, where we did not feel like we got anybody who could represent us. That's the reason why I went to law school. That's the reason why I wanted to be a civil rights lawyer. And that's the reason why I thought I'd grow up one day to represent those people who are underrepresented and those who did not have people who I wanted to be one day to represent them. I failed at it, obviously, because I became a corporate lawyer and I sold out. But I have an excuse, so I'm going to take a detour and explain what that excuse is. In 1983, I applied for something called a Ruth Tilden Scholarship at NYU Law School. In the 1980s, that was one of the very few scholarships available for public interest, and they paid full tuition, room, and board if you committed the rest of your life to becoming a public interest lawyer, which I was more than willing to do. They gave out the scholarship by circuits, and I was a third circuit applicant. There were 10 finalists for the third circuit, and I just knew, this is my award, I'm going to get it. Nobody deserves it more than I do. I go to the finalist dinner, and there are 10 people I meet. 8 of them are Ivy League grads or students, and 2 of them are not. One of them's being me. The other 8, I felt like I could beat them. I just said, you know, not a big challenge. The 9th one was a problem. His name was Benedict Tai. He is and was Asian American, who was a polio victim, 7-year union representative, and he was actually pretty good looking too. That's the other thing. He beat me out. He beat everybody out eventually, and I didn't get the Ruth Tilden Scholarship, and I went to Columbia Law School, and the rest is history. First day of law school, I walk down the hall, and who do I see? Benedict Tai sitting on the bench. And I said, "Why are you here? You're the guy who beat me out for the Ruth Tilden Scholarship." And he said, "I couldn't sign the moral commitment that said I will devote the rest of my life to public interest." And I said, "What are you, an idiot? Half of those Ruth Tilden scholars are large law firm partners today. What were you thinking?" And he and I became the best of friends. He and I started together at Simpson Thacher. I did corporate M&A work, Judge. And I truly appreciated something about being a lawyer from Ben, actually. Along the way, what I found out was, yes, I couldn't afford to be a public interest lawyer because when I graduated from law school, I had a gigantic loan, and I couldn't possibly afford to pay the loan and still work as a public interest lawyer. But what I did find out was there were things you can do, even as a corporate lawyer, that can serve the public interest. First of all, you have to be true to yourself. You have to live your life in a way that is consistent with your personal principles. Second, there are things you can do without having to serve every day as a public interest lawyer. And that's how I got involved with a number of organizations that I'm involved in. The Asian American Legal Education Fund, NYLPI, Albany, are all organizations, MCCA, are all organizations that mean something to me personally. And those are the organizations that I feel like I can make a difference in. So, when I spent the morning with Carrie at NYLPI, what I found out was they do the very work that I wanted to go become a lawyer for. They do all kinds of work for immigrants, like my family. They do all kinds of work for underprivileged, those who don't have the means to get proper representation, whose civil rights are sometimes trounced upon, whose health care access is denied, and immigrants who do not understand their constitutional rights. Those are the very reasons I went to law school for, and to be receiving an award from the organization such as NYLPI is truly an honor for me, and I truly appreciate that. I'll close with 3 more thank yous. I want to thank my staff at Xerox, who's here. They do an enormous amount of pro bono work, and I give them crushing amount of work, so I don't know how they manage to do pro bono work and do the day job, but I'm truly appreciative of the organized way in which we have pro bono coordinators who, through 3 of our largest offices, figure out how to coordinate pro bono work. And I want to thank all the individuals who provide their time and precious resources to this. I also want to thank my company. I have a CEO who truly has a view of the world that's similar to mine, and I'm very lucky in that. She spends enormous amount of her after hours as well supporting the public interest. And Xerox as a corporation has many, many years of supporting public interest as well. And to have a job where my personal principles coincide with company's principles is something that I feel very lucky about every day. So I want to thank the company as well. So I'll close with basically thanking all of you. I accept this award on behalf of Xerox and its Office of General Counsel. Thank you.